Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome in. Today we are going to go through my coloring book collection. This is the updated version for 2026. So if you're interested in that, stick around. Okay, y'all, this is what I call shelf 2, but I do keep all of my coloring books in the collapsible, like cloth storage boxes, and I will try to insert a little clip right here to kind of give you an idea of how I store them. And we're going to do the second box today. We're going to start with Cute Mandalas. Get color and have fun. This book is very cute, but just not what I was looking for in mandalas. I really try to like mandalas. I just cannot find the right ones that I like. But this is the illustrator. And it has pretty good paper. It's very cute. It's got this pastel-y kind of look to it. But then I have done a few pages, and this looks like some acrylic marker and probably some gel pen. Not sure exactly what I used on this, but as you see, it is cute. It's just this is much smaller than what it's probably appearing on the screen, but it is very cute. It's just, maybe I just don't like mandalas. I did that one with who knows what. Let's see if I've done any more. Oh, and there is a search and find in each of the pages. There's something out of place in each page, but let's go from the back. There's something that this looks like some soft pastel that clearly did not turn out very well. That just got abandoned. But if you like mandalas, you will probably like this book. This is some sort of paint that I was trying to do. I'm never very good at doing gems, so there's a lot of abandoned pages in here. This one is just, you see, it's just not my cup of tea. These were turning out cute. I think this is the first thing that I did when I got this book, I think. There's another one. Looks like I've done that with markers. But I just can't get rid of it. Apparently I was trying out some color combos or something there. I can't get rid of it because it's cute, and I know I'll regret getting rid of it, but I don't color in it much anymore. But that is Cute Mandalas, and there's the illustrator. And let me see, there's the back. It's really cute. The next book I have, I got this on Amazon, and it has a name on it, but this is just literally pictures from, it's just called Shane Dawson. This is just literally his Instagram pictures, and they took them and put them in a coloring book. So yeah, this is a terrible coloring book, but I'm not going to get rid of it because I like Shane. So that's the reason I got it. But yeah, it's just going to sit on the shelf and not get colored in. But that is the next one, Shane Dawson. And then I've got a trio of the Thomas Kincaid Disney books here. And we'll start with, I've got stuff marked over here and I don't know what's going on. But this is the first one that I got, I think. And this is the Dreams collection. And if you've never seen these Disney books, they have the Thomas Kincaid painting on one side, and then they've got the line art on the other side. And the only page that I've been somewhat successful at in this one is this, and this has been a whip for a few years now. But you'll see in another one of these books, I think I've figured out how to color in these. But I know a lot of people have these books, and a lot of people have trouble coloring in these books. But I was just making it way too complicated, like literally just going inch by inch of what I see over here. And that is a very crazy way to color. But that's the only one I've done in this one. They are very, very well put together books. Beautiful paintings. And if you like Disney, I'm sure you've probably already seen this, but if you're new to coloring, maybe you haven't. But just know that this is an advanced book. It is definitely advanced. It looks like it might be simple. I guess if you covered this up and wasn't looking at this page over here, this would be much easier to do. I think that y'all know what I'm talking about with that. But yeah, this one is Dreams Collection, Thomas Kincaid. And then I got the, wait, let's see, because this says Dreams Collection too. Thomas Kincaid Studios, you see what it is. And then this one, Disney Princess coloring book. And I got this one because I love the Beauty and the Beast. I'm not a Disney person. I don't, a lot of these, I don't even know what they are. Thankfully, it is written down here to tell you I know what the Little Mermaid is. But, you know, some of them I don't know what they are. This is Cinderella. You believe I've never seen the Cinderella movie? I know, right? This one is Aladdin. I've definitely seen that. My kids loved that movie. The Little Mermaid, I don't think I've ever seen that one either. Beauty and the Beast, of course. But this one, I did try to do a Beauty and the Beast page. And I messed it up so bad that I just put white paint over the top of it. I'm like, this is terrible, and this looks 100 times better than what was underneath of it. But I do have an idea. One of these days, I'm going to get motivated, and I'm going to make a video on how I'm going to fix this page. And I know it looks unfixable, but I have an idea for it. But it's going to take a lot of prep, so... So I'm going to have to get motivated to do that. But that one is the second Dreams collection, but the Disney Princess one. And then the newest one I got from a Magical Elf. This is the Celebrations. Is that different? Yep, Celebrations. And it's got Alice in Wonderland on the front of it. And I have actually done one of these. This one helped me figure out how to actually color the pages in these books. And the secret is you can't worry about being too precise, because you're coloring line art with colored pencils or whatever you're using. This is a painting, so you're not, unless you're a professional painter, I guess, you're not going to make it look exactly the same. But this, I think this one looks pretty good. You see that there's not a lot of detail up here and like the flowers on her head, like over here. But you see that's what it's supposed to be. That's my advice. Don't get too caught up in the details. Get the colors down. Mesh the colors together. But yeah, and I just did this one in April. That's the only one that I've ever completed. But there's Dumbo, The Lion King. Of course, I've seen The Lion King. My kids also loved that. But yeah, these are very, very nice books. So if you like Disney and don't have them, I would suggest them. Definitely. The next book is the Game of Thrones House of the Dragon. I actually have a trio of these as well. This one is the official coloring book of House of Dragon. My son got me this for Mother's Day a couple years ago. But we watched Game of Thrones. We were big Game of Thrones watchers. And we tried to watch this show, and I know that it's going to be good. I know I've said this before when I've talked about this coloring book. I know that show's going to be good, and it might be good now because it's still going. But it just started off so slow that we just really couldn't get into it. But this is what I started. This is the only thing I've colored in this book. But I love the map pages. Because if you were a Game of Thrones watcher, you know that the map was a big deal. Of course, dragons. It's a very particular type of art, but still very, very cool. See, if this was a Game of Thrones, I'd know all the characters here, but I don't even remember their names. I know this was the king. That's what I know. There's the king. But that is Game of Thrones House of the Dragon. And next we've got the HBO Game of Thrones coloring book. This is one of the very first coloring books that I ever bought. This is a big one. This is my awful coloring from years ago. I do not know what I was thinking with this. I've not colored too much in this. But if you're a Game of Thrones fan, you would like this. I can't fit this whole thing in the screen because it's so big. Let's see. I do have, if I can find it. I've had this one going since probably 2018. Not a great job, but you know. Joffrey. Yeah, it's a good book. It's got like smooth paper. But it is, my son started coloring that a long, long time ago. And then I did this in 2019. But yeah, that is the HBO Game of Thrones. And then we've got the official A Game of Thrones coloring book. I didn't show you the back of the other one. I'll do that in a moment. All men must draw. But there's this one. Terrible job. I haven't colored much in any of these. But I will never get rid of them because I loved the Game of Thrones. And these were some of my first coloring books. So I will not get rid of them. We'll call them collector's items. But I think you get the idea of that one as well. And here is the back of the other one. The HBO one. Then we've got the Flower Fairies coloring book. I love this coloring book. I got this from Book Outlet. And it's got very nice paper. I've done quite a few of these. And it's got the picture here. And then on the back, it tells you what the name of the picture is. There's another one that I did. These are all from like 2020. But I know I've done a few of them recently. This one I did in December of 2025. And I did this, I know I did this in December of 2024. I didn't put the date on it, but this is just some sparkly acrylic paint that I put on there. But I pull this book out, it seems like I pull it out during the cold months is when I pull this one out for some reason. But very cute book, the Flower Fairies coloring book. And we've got Beatrix Potter coloring book. I just saw somebody's video the other day that they had just got this book. It's very cute. I haven't colored anything in this, I don't think. I like maps. Perhaps I should color this map. Oh, I have colored something in it. That is atrocious. Oh my gosh. This was in September of 2020. I've used some markers I see here, and I did a real bang up job there. I'm wondering if I was drunk when I colored this. That's horrible. Oh. But it's a very cute book. Really thick line art. And I don't know why I don't color in it. I bet it'd take watercolor really well. See, this is the good thing about pulling out your books and going through them every now and then, because sometimes you forget what you've got, and it may inspire you to color in them more. Very cute. I don't know anything about this. Is it a book? Is it a cartoon? I'm not sure. The person that I was watching the other day that had this book knew who all the characters were, so I'm not sure. Not familiar with it, but I don't know if I said or not, but this is another Book Outlet book. Very cute, very cute. This is another one that I've had for a long time. Bless Your Heart, Favorite Southern Sayings. And that's Julianne St. Clair. But this has just got all kinds of, I don't know that this was me. I'm pretty sure this was not me. I've let a child do that because I don't think I colored that. But it's just got a lot of Southern sayings. Hey, y'all. Madder than a hornet. Tough as nails and twice as sharp. Either fish or cut bait. She's cute as a button. Oh my gosh. Could you imagine doing this? That is, I think I might want to do this one. The only thing I don't like about this one, which I'm pretty sure that it's, yeah, it's perforated pages. And I don't like perforated page books. I don't feel like they're as sturdy, you know. I'm always afraid I'm gonna rip them out. My neck of the woods. If you can't run with the big dog, stay on the porch. Southern girls know everybody's first name. Honey, Darling, and Sugar. Shug. Shug's another one. Nobody eats till you say amen. I just liked the book. Yeah, I've let children color in this one, but another book outlet book. Bless your heart. The next set of books, y'all, is the rest of my Kirby Rosanis books. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them here. First one is Anamorphia. Most of these I got from Book Outlet long ago. And see all the little doodly things here? I cannot color that stuff. It's just too... See, now that I look at it, because I have completed some Kirby Rosanis pages, now that I look at these, I might be able to tackle them now. Maybe not this. I'd probably have to find some way to just get all this out of the picture. And I don't really know how I would do that. Sure, there's a way. But I have not colored anything in these. And then finishing, doing your own little doodle stuff, I'm not a drawer. But I think maybe I could color some of this. Yeah, nothing colored in it. Next one is Geomorphia. I'm sure that most of you have probably seen these, but I mean, look at the intricate detail of this. I mean, it does look cool. Look at this. Snake goes all the way back there. This one is actually single-sided. Was this one single-sided? Did I look? It's not. But this one is single-sided. And most of his books are double-sided books. But this one's very intricate. I don't know if my eyes can take that. Oh, here's one that I started years and years ago. I think that my coloring has improved because this is terrible. I don't know if it's even fixable, but I know this page is in another one of these books because I've got a couple of them are like compilation books. So I know that that one's in another one. Then we've got Fantomorphia. Same kind of deal. It's got the hidden objects and the little doodles and stuff in it. That's kind of cool. This one is also single-sided. I guess I never paid attention to that before. This is the only thing that I tried to color in here years ago. I did not do that. I think my daughter did this one. But I think you get the idea. Lots of steampunk kind of things. Yeah, that's very, very busy. But that's Fantomorphia. And then I got Color Universe. This one I won from Evelyn Colors in 2024. I think it was her 1,000 subscribers. I can't remember now, but I believe this is the only one that I've done in this one. I just did this one in January of this year. There's a lot of paint on this. I have kind of discovered that coloring in Dark Fairy Tales by Kirby Rosanis, I use a lot of paint because it just makes it easier. But I really like this one. Is this a compilation book? I think it is. And it's cool that, see, I tried to make it like this. That was my idea. But this is other colorist pages that he puts in the front of them sometimes. Very colorful. But I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's the only one I've colored in that one, or in this one. This one doesn't have all the doodly things in it. So I might try to tackle something in this one again sometime soon. I'll have to look through and see what I can do. But that is Color Universe. And then we've got Color Morphia. There's the back of that one. I don't think I've been showing you the back of the books. But in the beginning of this one, he also has colorist's work that he included. And this one is a compilation book as well. This looks so cool. I like this this color palette. This one's very bright. But this one's double-sided. Some of it's got the doodly things in it, some of it doesn't. This one lays out really nice. Nice and flat. That's a pretty wild page there. And I do have a video of this. I just never finished it, obviously. Someday maybe. There's another one. There's so much in there. I remember when adult coloring first kind of came along, and the first Kirby book that I ever saw, I thought this would be so awesome to color. It's not for me. Some people love it. I think he's a creative genius. But some of his stuff just is not for me. This could look so cool. I'm really into double page spreads now. I don't know why, but I am. But that is Color Morphia by Kirby Rosanus. We're getting kind of close here, y'all. I know the video is kind of long because I've actually been filming this video for days and editing as I go along, and I know it's getting kind of long, so I hope y'all are still here. This one is Edgar Allan Poe, Odessa, Begay. There's the back of this one. I don't believe I've colored anything in this one either. This is another book outlet book. When I first started getting into adult coloring, I went to Book Outlet, and back then you could get 10 books for $30, you know. So I act like it's been so long ago. It's not been that long ago. 2018, 2019 in there. I don't know why this page is marked, but we're going to unmark it. It's cool artwork, just not what I want to color. But for some reason, this is another one of those books that I just can't get rid of. But it is cool artwork. Edgar Allan Poe. This next one is a favorite of a lot of colorists. And a lot of colorists have this one. This is Gnomes in the Neighborhood by Denise Colette. This is another one of those book outlet books that I got. And I think, I know she has a mermaid one and maybe another one. And I think, at least the last I heard about this, the mermaid one was like next to impossible to get a hold of. So I should probably hold on to this one. It's a cute book. I like it. I've colored a few things in it like this. This was done a couple of years ago, I know. Since I started my channel. And then this was an experiment. I think I did a video with this page. Because I believe that this is all mica powder. If I remember correctly. December of 2025. So it's not been that long ago. You'd think I'd remember. There's another one. There's one in here, this one. I thought this one turned out really cool because all of the books back here, this is all washi tape. So it took a lot of the coloring out of coloring the page by putting washi tape over the books. But I think it looks really cool. And then there's one I did way back when. Back in the day when acrylic paint backgrounds, black acrylic paint backgrounds were all the rage. There's my attempt at making something glow. It's kind of funny to look back at your pages from long ago, isn't it? Next, we've got the only two mythographic books that I own, and I just cannot get into these books. This one is Imagine, and the other one is Animals. And they are both by Joseph Catimbang. I love the art. It's just, and this is another one of those books that it's got perforated pages. I don't like that. I don't like the structure of that. But it's just so chaotic that my brain just cannot with it. Like, you got to really sit and look to see what this is, and I'm not really sure. Is it a spider? I don't know. When I watch the video back, I'll be able to see what it is. But looking at it right now, it's just too chaotic. But it's also cool. No shade on the art. It's very cool. I did this one in 2020. And I did this one in May of last year, so about a year ago. It just looks terrible. I just can't figure these pages out. That, I think maybe my daughter colored that. But that is Mythographic. Imagine, and this is Mythographic Animals. This one feels thicker, but maybe it's not. But that's that one. There's the back of that one. And these are book outlet books. Got these from Book Outlet also. I just went to town when I first started coloring and was ordering all the books. The more the merrier, not really paying attention to the art style or what I would actually like to color. I'm more choosy now. Much more choosy now of what I get. Oh, look at that. I always like coloring a frog. This one might not be so bad, actually. There is a little gnome right there. Frog. But some of them are just so crazy. There's just so much. But that one is Mythographic Animals. This one is one of my favorites because I loved Little House on the Prairie. When I was younger, I read all the books and watched the show and, you know, all that. But I don't color in this one very much. It's a really nice book. I believe I've got an actual flip through of this whole thing on my channel. But it's got pretty good paper. And it's got like pictures from each of the Little House books. And it's just kind of like this sketchy type art, which I like. And it's really not that difficult to color it. But I just don't color too much in it. It might be the words. Just like that Bless Your Heart Southern Sayings or whatever. Of course, it's got a lot of words in it. And I'm not into coloring words. But, I mean, look how cute. I know I've colored a few, maybe 2 pictures in this. See if I can find them. There's one. I did this not long ago. Since I've had my channel, I did this. I think the other one is further back. Yeah. And this one I did in 2019. But I won't get rid of this one. To me, this is definitely a collector. Little House coloring book. Then we've got Terry Pratchett's, am I saying that right? Terry Pratchett's Discworld coloring book called Paul Kidby. And I've seen only a few other people have this book. And I don't know anything about Discworld. But apparently, if you do, it's all the rage. But it's got like pictures in the back that kind of shows you what the world looks like. And then I've only done, I'm pretty sure, I'm positive actually, this is the only one that I've done in this book, and this took me like 2 months to do. Now, of course, I was coloring other things as I was coloring this, but man, it gets old coloring these little blue trolls. But I tried to make it look like the page back here. This one. That was my attempt. The characters and everything look really neat. It's just not exactly my art style of what I like to color. But again, this is a book outlet that I got years ago. So I did get some gems. I just didn't realize that I was. And then we've got the only Creative Haven book that I have, Country Farm Scenes. And this is Teresa Goodridge. I like her art. And this is not horrible paper. It's not the best, but it's not horrible. I did this long ago. So many things I would do different now, but yeah, anytime I see somebody that has a Teresa Goodridge book, you know it's going to be good art. Some of them are very detailed, some of them are not, but I think it's just enough. And this is one of the first coloring books I got too. There's another one that I did in October of 2019. I was really trying with the shading and stuff on this one. Look at the brickwork I did on this one, y'all. That's actually not bad. Very cute, very cute. I always liked Teresa Goodridge. And then we've got another Shane Dawson coloring book. This one's just as awful as the first one, I think. Because it is just his Instagram pictures, but they turned it into line art. And that's supposed to be Jeffree Star. That's horrible, isn't it? They just look crazy. Their teeth, the teeth makes it look so bad. I mean, there is nothing you can do to make this look better. And it's not great paper. But I will keep it because I like Shane. So I'm not going to get rid of that one. And then I think the only AI book that I kept is this one. Evil Beauties. And the reason I kept this one is this is the book that I started my channel with, is this book right here. And I was coloring, I've colored a lot in this book because I loved this when I first got it. But I did this picture in like a color along, not really a color along, but I was just coloring this picture and I put some creepy music over the top of it, and that is how I started my channel. So, but I have colored a lot in this one. This was my favorite book for a long time until I started learning more about AI. I did a video on this one. I called it 50 Shades of Green. I think it looks cool. There's a lot of cool ones in this. She reminds me of an Avatar girl. As soon as I seen the picture, I was like, she's blue. She's going to be blue. This is the last one I did in September of 2025. And this one, I know how horrible this looks. And I just couldn't anymore because the paper's so terrible. I had this book before I had a good book with good paper. So I didn't know any better. But going back to color on this kind of paper is just not for me. But I think... oh, there's one with red. I think that looks cool. But this is the only AI book I kept just for sentimental reasons. And then last but not least, we are at the end, y'all. I've got Disney Villains, color by number. And this is a thick book. I can't bring it up there. I'm going to hit you if I try to. But you see how thick this is? And for some reason, I just wanted a color by number. And I colored several of these. And then I let the grandchildren start coloring in it. And I probably won't color in this again. But like I said, the grandkids like to color in it, so I will certainly keep this one around. There's plenty to still color. I know there's other pages. Look, see, somebody did a really lovely job right here. It's probably the best page in the whole book. Yeah, see, this perforated stuff, I can't with taking pages out of a book. Just makes me cringe. I did do this one. Of course, it's not finished. Look, I got that far and didn't finish it. And then I started this one, and then one of my grandsons finished it. But that is Disney Villains, color by number. And that, y'all, is my second part of my updated coloring book collection. And if you all stuck around in the video for this long, I appreciate you very much. And I hope you have a wonderful morning or afternoon or evening or wherever you are in the world when you're listening to this. Until next time, y'all. Bye.